So on the fly around, when you open up the trailer doors, this is what I'm looking at every single time, as long as I've picked it up. And it's pretty easy to keep this thing picked up. So here on the fly around, I will just go counterclockwise and just end with that. So down here, you see a long drawer about 48 inches, and it is labeled. I have my level garage there. Coming up, I have my vertically created tool garage, and that's because of the fact that this trailer is so narrow that I cannot do a horizontal tool garage. So I did a level garage to get those tools out. Of course, I have a lot of various grab-and-go tools. This post here is one of my very few active restraining systems. I have utilized the space up above for level storage and my DeWalt miter stand storage. Moving over to here, I have just basically a cubby that was created when I created a top on this, and that's the top of this lower cabinet. And so that is simply where I'm keeping my PEX at the moment. Then I have a storage bin cubby down here, or a screw bin cubby, if you will. All of these shelves are actually active shelves where I can pull them out. And they do use that passive restraint system I'll talk about later that Ron developed for his SMART trailer. This here is my small tool garage where I have drops and all tools and boxes and things like that. Then down here I have pretty much all things drywall. That shelf actually comes out. It's not a fixed shelf. And down here I have some various bins that are all labeled in there that you can see. Then I have my hardware store. I have a secondary hardware store in the second drawer down. And then I have 3 large drawers down there as well, everything being labeled. This would be, I believe, what Ron would call DB3, drawer bank 3. Okay, moving around the corner, you see up here, I had a space to where I could actually create a viewtainer-like storage system, basically just a series of small depth shelves, and I have them labeled all the way down. And if you come back up here and turn the corner, it's essentially an additional hardware store in these small 50-cent a piece jars that I was able to buy. And then I have what little deep storage I have, or big stock storage I have down in there. I have up here just a variety of extension cords on hooks. Love that blower. It's one of those 60-volt flex blowers to clean up the job site and such. Chocks for my trailer. Then this area in here, what you're seeing, just, you know, various hooks and ways to store things. I have buckets, cones, my electrician's rig on the left, and I've got my contractor's rig on the right as far as my tool belts. 3 currently of those very inexpensive, lightweight Stanley sawhorses. I have a 2-step ladder there because I'm about 4'5" it seems, and so I need to have that 2-foot step. That's a plumbing box that I have, kind of my grab-and-go plumbing box. A variety of clamps all up above. Have a kind of, again, I call it a viewtainer shelf, and I have various chemicals and chalk and everything. More clamps. In the front nose, I have extra hose I just bought recently for my air tools. Variety of hooks, some extra condensate pump hose down there. My spare tire, the jack is in there somewhere as well. Here I have a reel that holds a 100-foot 10-3 heavy-duty extension cord, and that's what I take out of that hole down there, along with air when I need it, and that goes out and plugs into the house very near the panel for shore power, and that would be wherever I am working. Up here, of course, is the same Ames reel. Got it off of Ron Paulk's Amazon store. They didn't charge me any extra, but they gave him a little bit for supporting his channel. So anyway, I adapted that for the air hose, have it zip tied in, so I pigtail off of this down to the air compressor, just like I pigtail off of that, and it goes to my trailer. Well, since I'm right here, let me go down below. And there's my air compressor. It's Makita 5200, I believe, and it always stays on board. There you see the pigtail. I have a tarp underneath that mortar bin right there as well, and then a socket set. Beyond that, I have a series of cubbies. So here are all of my deep cubbies. So this would be Ron Paulk's Tool Cubby 3, I think. I didn't have room to do a Tool Cubby 2. And so there's all of my large cubbies, or all large tool cubbies, with a kind of a Spencer modification in there to accommodate all of my sanders. Then down here, I have small cubby. This would be tool cubby 1, I believe, for Ron. So these are all much narrower depth. You can see, obviously, there's a depth difference there. And so these are all the narrower depth tools that I have. And I've been able to go 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, and 2 tools deep down in there. So there we have that. Sticking here, I have battery charging station right there, extra batteries and some miscellaneous. Here I have my charging station. I run all DeWalt, and so other than the 18 volt and one 7 volt, I have all the 20 volt and 60 volt flex, and they'll charge in that area there. Down here I have my cubby, or drawers, excuse me. These would be drawer banks. So this would be, I believe, drawer bank 2 according to Ron's plans for his SMART trailer. And again, here everything is labeled from the prime real estate drawer number 1 all the way down through to the second drawer bank here, but this would also be labeled drawer bank number 2 because it's exactly the same. Everything is labeled. And then this would have been drawer bank number 1 because it's only a single shallow depth, which would support one of these drawers or 2 of the narrow drawers because they're just increments of each other. And that's drawer bank number 1 because of the short height to accommodate the air compressor. And the only other thing I really need to show you in this trailer is a Vutainer storage system there. Of course, I have no Vutainers at all, but I have pencils and all kinds of paraphernalia up there that I want to grab and go. Hat storage, cleaning chemicals, first aid. I have my long drawer. The long drawer runs all the way the length, all the way down to there. So that's about 6 feet to get down to that air compressor. I was able to take advantage of the pocket behind there and have a space for my 6-foot level and the coiled air hose that I'm able to use right here at the edge of the trailer. That is, if I step back, a quick fly around of my entire tool trailer, and that may be all you need if you're interested in tool trailers. Otherwise, I will go into each one of those sections in subsequent videos, and I will call it something like deep dive a la carte, and I'll talk about dimensions of all of these cabinets, and if there was anything unique about how they're built or if I modified from Ron, because you may have a small trailer like I did, and you might get an idea like I've gotten hundreds of ideas from everybody else. So there you go. Thank you very much for sticking with me. Maybe I'll see you on the deep dive a la carte.